Keep her alive, same thing, let's go. Sydney, close into the net, close the net. Put out a little effort to get in there and finish the point. Come on, you got into the net and you let the ball go. Get in there and finish the point. That's better, Sydney, that's better. That's all right, that's better. That's all right, that's a good job right there. That's the way to work.
First of all, you have to be somewhat of a dreamer. And then if you dream certain things, that means something's in you saying go for it. But so few people are willing to risk and put it on the table. You know, if you fail a few times and get through those tough times, you can reach great heights. I did have my problems in marriage because of spending so much time in my business. I also had some financial difficulties in trying to help a lot of people. But failures did not slow me down or get me discouraged.
Get this on film! You're like, get this on film! Nick Travolta.
But you can also be fairly rough and tough on people, not to say rude.
Well, you know, you have to be an Al Pacino once in a while. I mean, whether or not I mean it underneath, that could be questionable, but there are times that you have to wear, you know, the mask of 3 or 4 faces and turn on the charm or turn on the pushing stick. We used to call it a swagger stick in the paratroopers, but I think that's very important. And for me, it's tough to push all day long, 16, 18 hours, but I'm blessed with my children and also a lovely young lady that I'm dating, Leah, and she makes it easy for me at the end of the evening to come home because we do a lot of laughing together and sharing together, and this gives me the juice to go on the next day.
All players, including the very best professionals, use different grips and swings to hit effective shots. But there are certain basics that are always constant, whether it be for the forehand or the backhand.
1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, on the back toe. Excellent. Back to 0. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, on the back toe. 1, 2, hit, recover. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
The backhand, 1 hand, 2 hands, 2 hand with 1 hand release. An awful lot of variations. However, there's some basics, no matter what backhand you hit. What are they? Early preparation, hip and shoulder turn. Backhand is much more natural than the forehand. You're hitting away from your body. However, a lot of people feel they lack strength. But by that natural motion and a positive swing, you can get over that feeling. 2 of my students sitting right now are demonstrating the 2-handed and the 1-handed backhand. Perfect. 2-handed backhand, very much like Chris Everett's. Straight back, good foundation, and good racket preparation with a fantastic follow-through towards the target. This young boy hits the backhand, the 1-handed backhand, as well as any of my students. Semi-Western backhand grip, early preparation with unbelievable racket speed on contact. No matter whether it be a 1-hand or a 2-hand, you've got to hit it, you've got to go after it, and feel as though you own the ball.
Preparation. Contact. follow-through.
Yeah, let's stop a second. You know, the one thing that we have to watch for Maxie is that when you hit, you have a tendency to pull the shoulder off a little bit. Let's let the racket head go out and let your hips open up and then take that left step. Don't pull off the ball so quickly. Very good. Good.
Well, I first went there in January of '85. Nick invited me down to come, and I said I'd love to go. So I came down and moved into my first room with Andre Agassi and six other guys. That was a real treat. I was kind of in awe the first day when I got there, looking at all these great juniors, you know, and pros like Aaron Crickstein and Jimmy Arias walking around, and I was a little bit scared and a little bit excited and a little bit happy to be there all at the same time. Nick was very much like an autocrat there. It was his place, and all the kids, including me, were afraid of him. You know, he would walk around and he was the dictator. We all had a ton of respect for him and a ton of fear of him too. It was
Good.
you know, before I got to know him, it was like that. Once you got to know him, you know, he softens up a lot.
You come here if you're serious about one or two things, tennis or enjoying yourself. You know, some people come here, they're serious about your tennis, and they get a lot out of it. Some people come here, they just want to have fun. They're in Florida, they're with friends. It's for that. But the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy is great in the sense that you get out of it what you put into it. If you pour a lot of hard work into it, it pays you dividends that you'll see the rest of your life.
Raul's pretty tough.
You certainly won't blame the clubs.
No, God! That is too good. Is that beautiful? Huh? Looking good, baby.
You can go play golf.
Oh, Andre loves golf. Oh, heck. He loves golf now. He can hit it. If he's having fun at what he's doing, and you can have fun training, he'll give you 110%. The difficult time is when he's not having fun.
Andre Agassi, like Monica Seles and Jim Courier, spent many years living as a boarder at the NBTA and training with coach Bollettieri.
Dad, I dedicate this trophy to you. The check is mine, though, so don't push out.
Is he more of a father to you or a friend?
More of a friend. He really lets me live my life and doesn't try making my decisions. You know, only is there for me if I make a bad one.
If Andre stopped today or had an injury, I would not think of taking another boy his age. I'd rather wait for my next crop, because the feeling and the excitement that's been between Andre and myself and the Agassi family couldn't be duplicated, and I wouldn't want to spoil the years that we've shared together.
And you can always come back.
I always keep open arms. Even Arias and Crickstein, who left them, you know, he still keeps the doors open for them to come back whenever they want. He's a good guy.
In the summer of 1993, Agassi and Bollettieri also decided to go their separate ways. It was the end of a coach-student relationship that had made tennis history. Not all of the top players train exclusively with Bollettieri. A few, like Borg, Korda, Medvedev or Sampras, will simply use the NBTA facilities to retune their game.
I basically did not grow up at Knicks. I was basically in Los Angeles. I was not part of the Curry or Agassi Wheaton school. I basically went to Knicks when I turned pro. You know, it's ironic. It's just the moment I started working out at the academy, my tennis really started improving. And you know, there it's just you got the weights, you got the life cycles, you got everything you need right in your backyard. And I had a condo 5 minutes away, so it was very convenient. There was always a pro for me to hit with. So you know, as far as my tennis, it was great for my tennis.
I think the big thing that we have here is actually the very good footwork and balance. If you just see also when he just hit that backhand a few seconds ago, again, there's a beautiful backhand. Look how he uses that front leg. And that's actually where you get the balance from. And if you have balance, you can do all sorts of things with your stroke. Normally a student, no matter what level they're on, feels their stroke goes off, and that really doesn't go off 9 out of 10 times. It's your balance and position that goes off, which then in turn affects the stroke. Medvedev, a very, very hard worker, and his center of gravity is fantastic. I've seen him in the weight room working on exactly that. Look how he uses his legs. Look at the development of his thighs. And he's a very fierce competitor. He gives away nothing. It was just like in the bread line in Russia. You know, they give away nothing there. This just shows what top players do when they get out there. I mean, they're doing their bit of business as if they're actually playing for money. And this is really important for the everyday player to get out and be a little bit more serious with their practice habits. Bjorn Borg trained here for 3 months, and he gave a fantastic speech to our youngsters. He said a very simple thing. The very second he stepped onto the tennis court, onto that 7,200 square feet, everything he did was match point. Whether it was 2 hours or 3 hours, he went for every ball. If a bird flew over the court, he'd go for the bird. You know what that'll do for you also? You begin to anticipate where the ball's going. Most players hit a ball, look, and they say, my gosh, I'm terrific. I wouldn't do that. Boom, hit, and as you're recovering and watching where the ball's going, then tell yourself how terrific you are.
The old player meets, you know, the new players. It was the same when I met the older generation when I was young.
It's difficult for him because it's a whole new game, and he, you know, in 10 years that he was out of the game, all of a sudden it completely changed. He's still as fast, I think, as he was, or close to it, because he's still one of the fastest players I've ever played against. And that was fun to watch because he glides around the court.
Turn, stepping in, meet the ball. Excellent, do it again. Turn, meet the ball. Excellent, do it again. Excellent, do it again. We're picking up the pace a little bit. Turn, block, turn, block, turn, block, turn, block. Very nice, rotate. There we go. There we go. The other way. Very nice. Keep the eyes on the lights. Keep the eyes on the lights.
The volley, making contact with the ball before it bounces. Are you afraid of the volley? Most people are. Do not fear the volley. It's the same as a ground stroke. Utilize your opponent's power. Get out there and work. You see 2 students out here making contact with the ball with a very slight backswing. The big factor determining a successful volley is not swinging at it unless it's an easy ball. The more difficult the ball is, the shorter the backswing. Remember, if you just hold your racket right there and make contact with the ball, that's the volley.
Preparation, contact, and hardly any follow-through.
Use my power, guys. Use the power. 2.
Difficult ball, use his power.
4. 1, 1, 3. Come on.
And always challenge the ball. Challenge.
3. Good
Challenge.
job.
Perfect. Go after it. Go after it. Good boy. Challenge. Perfect. Now. All right. Perfect. Yes. Yes. All right. That's it. That's it.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull day, and there are other things in life besides just hitting a tennis ball over a net. Frequent trips are made to visit the spectacular attractions of the state of Florida. Observing alligators, manatees, sharks, or simply bowling and buying goodies in the mall are part of the weekly schedule for the Bollettieri student.
I've always been meticulous about myself. How I look physically, working out, staying in good shape. It's something that it just comes naturally. I don't work at that age. I mean, I get up in the morning. When I get through shaving, I put the things away. If I stay at somebody's home or my home, I make the bed. If I get through eating something, I go put the plate in the sink and wash it. I mean, that's just me. I mean, that's something that I've done all my life.
The obsession with being neat and tidy extends to the student rooms.
Hi, guys.
Hi, what's up?
Frequent checks are made to ensure that reasonable order is maintained and that there is zero consumption of drugs or alcohol.
Come on out. Inspection time. Okay, the shoes. You see all the
Offenders
shoes here?
clock up zeros, and punishments vary from cleaning up the courts and picking up 1,000 tennis balls to expulsion. On the whole, there is good humor on both sides.
That's not, you don't kick it under there. Put them in there straight. Hey, the guys that live in this back bedroom, come in here, please. When did you guys put this poster up? We need to take that poster down. That's a little, both those posters need to come down, okay? Would you show your mom in here, okay? With posters like that on the wall? Well, you know how I gotta show parents in here all the time.
You should be standing outside, guys. Not too many people inside, okay?
This is called the 3-ball drill. A big forehand that's hit 4 or 5 feet inside the baseline. As soon as they hit that forcing forehand, a short ball will come. They'll come in with the backhand. After the backhand, they'll attack the net, forcing the opponent to hit their best possible shot. If they don't, Craig will end that with a volley. Okay, let's try that again. Good attitude, Craig. Big backhand, boy. Excellent. Can't do that any better. Christina, accelerate. 1, beautiful. After it, 2, that's my girl. Excellent volley. The work is not just done out here on the court. These children are spending hours inside our physical fitness center with our trainer, Jose. You just can't come out here and learn to move your feet this way. A lot comes naturally, but you got to develop strength in key areas of your body to be able to do this over and over and over.
Different machines for different muscles of the body. Different running drills with cones, white lines or wooden boxes to increase speed and mobility to make life on the tennis court less painful. The NBTA has an almost military flavor to it. Has First Lieutenant Bollettieri imposed these fitness exercises because he found them so beneficial when he joined an American paratrooper unit during his service.
Being in the elite group, the 187th Airborne, which later became the 82nd Airborne, it was one in which you felt that you were the best, even if you weren't. You believed in it. This is what we preached to. You always dressed smartly, and you always were ready to tackle new adventures, and actually, you know, a little crazy to jump out of planes anyway. That's just like the air show, like a F-15 making a 360-degree turn. That's amazing how those kites look so much like it. In fact, the planes look much like the kites.
10, 12, 11, right, 1, left, 13, right, 14, left, 15.
Come on, as fast as you can, let's go, let's go. Keep on going and back this way, come on. Let's get going, come on, come on, come on, come on. Back pedal, come on, let's go. Get there, keep on going, let's go, let's go. Sprint forward. Medium pace, you guys, not too fast. We're gonna be here for a long time.
One down, 2 up. Follow through on the left side. That's not bad. You see what happens there? The momentum actually brings the back foot in. That's fine too. 1, 2, follow through. Come in and finish. Yes, pretty.
The serve, one of the most important parts of the game. What makes up the serve? The toss and the downswing. If you can't put the toss in the same place all the time, you will have a problem. Once you master the toss, then work on the downswing, whether it be a full downswing or an abbreviated downswing. There's no reason any of you shouldn't have a good serve. Remember, it's the ball and racket working together. In the beginning, work on techniques and rhythm. Power will come from confidence. Good luck with your serve.
Toss and downswing. Contact and follow through.
How many of your first serves go into the net? A lot, right? You know what I'm going to have you do the next time you go out to practice? Stand about 5 or 6 feet behind the baseline. What's this going to make you do? It's going to make you hit up and out. You better clear that net. Now, you better do it again, Frenchie, or you're going to be picking up balls the whole day. That's perfect. Next, Christina. Now we'll take Christina with a little bit more of the classical look. She has a longer backswing, keeps the left hand up, extended real well, and she tosses the ball up a good 2 feet higher than he does. Beautiful. Notice his feet, how they land into the court. Very, very different. He lets the left foot land up in front. Christina lets the right foot end up. I mean, everybody is different. Very nice.
Back to Miami, or more precisely Key Biscayne, an island just off the coast, where Andre Agassi and Monica Seles both won the Lipton Cup in 1990, the double-header. This year, Jim Courier, Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi returned to do battle.
Okay, who are you waiting for?
Agassi. Agassi! Yeah!
Why Agassi?
Because he's my favorite player.
Why are you waiting for Agassi?
He's number one. Yes.
Number one.
We love him.
Hi. Yes. We
He won't come out. We watched him eat lunch for 2
and
hours.
he had salad and pasta. And now we've been waiting for 3 hours and he still is not coming out to talk to us. He waved to us.
You want to get an autograph?
Yes.
On our hat.
On our hat.
Is that his shirt?
That's it.
I gotta go get some
Lisa, stand on that.
The Lipton International, one of the world's most important tennis tournaments. Competing at Key Biscayne is sometimes difficult and often impossible because of the hurricane weather. The tennis matches can rarely be played on time.
There are different times we like to play, like for example when I played Aaron in the first match, you know, I knew it was going to be cold that whole day and especially at night, so I was preferring not to play at night. You know, I wish I could have played in the day, but then with the weather forecast today, you're kind of glad you're playing early because if you do get a chance, you want to get your match over with and give yourself the time to work on more things or to just relax. And but you got to show up to a tournament ready to play, and it's one thing that I've realized is when you're ready to play, there's a lot of things that don't even really matter. You know, who you're playing, when you play, or if there's a rain delay.
The more well-known I became, the less I could communicate with my students. If you communicate and you're sort of be shown on television, it'll cost you a penalty and perhaps cost Andre $1,500. And I think at this time of my coaching career and Andre's playing career, the less a coach does to help a student like that is for the better. You know, I might yell at him, come on, get your feet going or like that, but the hand signals and you know, touching your ears and removing your glasses, we're far beyond that.
Whoa, get back behind the gate right here, guys.
I take my job as a tennis player very seriously. I enjoy it very much, but I also take it very seriously, and I'm just going to continue to work hard and try and get better and better, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm going to stay healthy. That's the most important thing. And, you know, just go out and enjoy myself and hit a few balls, travel the world, and be with my buddies on the tour.
You know, in playing against Pernfors, what Jim is doing, you know, he's doing what he has to do. He's drifted back a little bit more behind the baseline because Pernfors can't hit with Jim. He's hitting those high